Hey there, biologists. I have another update for you on our PVC pipe project. In this video, I'm going to show you all the steps we use to assemble our PVC frog traps. I'll also show you how we installed escape ropes on the pipes that were already installed last week, as well as some of the wildlife that we encountered. So let's hop into it. We're out in West Virginia, helping the Goldberry Grove monitor their biodiversity. After getting sidetracked by waterfalls and festivals, we went back to the farm to assemble our PVC frog traps. If you're new here, we are building frog traps out of PVC pipes. So we've already cut about 100 2-foot length sections of pipe, and we placed 30 of them around a pond. Now we are prepping the other 60 to go up into the forest. Also, please excuse any chirping you may hear. Those are the baby chickens. Okay, time to show you step by step how we actually make, there we go, one of our PVC pipe traps. So this was our test prototype pipe, but I've been making many more. So in here we have inch and a half. The instructions will be the same for either pipe. So each of these is 60 centimeters or 2 feet long. And what we're going to be doing is drilling drain holes 15 centimeters from the bottom. So that'd be roughly here. And then up top, we are going to drill a few holes so that we can add the escape rope and tie them up to the tree. So this is our custom jig that we developed for the inch size PVC pipes. That just makes the drilling a whole lot easier. So as you can see, it's pretty simple. The PVC pipes slot right in, and then we can shove them all the way to the back. So here we go. So boop, boop, boop. And then there we have this hole that is drilled all the way through, so you can see light and stuff. And that is exactly 15 centimeters. In fact, so this tape measures in inches, but 15 centimeters is also 6 inches. And so we can see, boop, that the hole is right at that 15 centimeter, 6 inch mark. So then all we have to do, let's see, here, let me put y'all, can you see that? Yeah, you can see that. So then all we do is we take our drill, we put it into that hole, make sure the pipe is as back as possible. I like to push it down from the top, or else the drill can sometimes lift the pipe or rotate it. But then all we do, one quick drill, and then we have a hole here, a hole on the other side as well, all the way through. These are our drains. Now, we don't remove the pipe immediately because, would you believe it, a second hole is in this jig, and these are going to be for our top holes. Jump back here. Boom. So, all we're going to do then, again, push the pipe to the back, hold it down, and we are going to drill all the way through, try to make sure you get both holes, and then we are going to rotate the pipes. I've been rotating them 90 degrees. This second hole is actually at an angle that was not intentional, but we're working with it. We're adjusting. But we rotate the pipe and we drill again. Cool. Now, like I said, these top holes are not 15 centimeters. They are near the top, and we will explain why in a second. Now, they are not perfect, and there is a reason for that. We want them to be at this slightly offset angle. I have not been able to get the angle consistent on our setup. This is a, not perfect, but let me show you why we have these not a perfect, like 90 degrees, not equidistant from one another. And so now we are going to take some paracord. As a reminder, we're using the paracord for 2 different purposes. We are using them to create an escape rope for things like flying squirrels to get out of the PVC pipes. And we are also using it to hang up the PVC pipes on our trees. So first, I'm going to show you how we are hanging him up using this PVC cut method. So these holes There we go. These holes being off center, we're actually going to use these two for the hanging it up portion. And what we do is we just take our paracord or whatever rope we are using. If you're using different rope, make sure the holes can actually let you thread through the paracord. So we're threading it through one hole, boop, and then we are threading it through another hole. So this time going out, boop, and that's it. So this is how we are going to hang the PVC pipes onto the trees. So take a step back. You can see that the pipes, if I was a tree, they would just hang on me just like this. So super freaking easy. Now, if you want to be extra secure, you can actually drill more holes at the base of the PVC pipes. We opted not to, just basically, it's just really difficult to thread them through 15 centimeters up. And if we do any more holes lower down, then the drain will be lower down. So if we need to, all we're going to do is wrap a rope around the outside on the bottom. That's not the end of the world, but we wanted them threaded through on the top for a few different reasons. One, when we're actually sampling, it's going to be a little easier. So if it's tight like this around the tree, right, we can look inside, we can do all that fun business. But yeah, when we loosen them up to actually sample them, we know that the pipe isn't just going to get loose and then immediately fall off of the tree because it's stuck on a rope. The second benefit of doing it this way is that we can take another pipe and thread it on to the exact same rope. So again, taking this pipe, we thread it through one hole. Let's use the other side. It's a little bit easier, a little less frayed. But yeah, we thread it through this hole here, take it out the top, and then we thread it back out. And in just a few short seconds, boom, we now have 2 pipes. Oh, hello.
Good morning.
How's it going? So now that we have this method for actually slinging up the pipes onto the tree, we need to install an escape rope. So I'm going to remove this string just so we can see things a little bit more clearly so you're not getting confused. But this rope right here is about 2 feet long. I just kind of estimated it, so it's about the same length as the pipe. Realistically, all we need is for the rope to at least go past our drain holes. So again, this is an escape rope for things like flying squirrels or any other organism that can get stuck in this pipe and can't climb out the smooth surfaces. So that's what the holes, extra holes at the top are for. So again, 2 of the holes, so maybe this one and this one, will be used for hanging up the pipe onto a tree, but then we also want to include an escape rope. And we're gonna do that pretty simply. All we're gonna do is we're going to take our rope and we're first going to tie a knot, just a very simple overhead, whatever knot, very simple. And then we're going to double it up and just make it a little bit thicker. So all we're doing is basically, over under, and then again, do it one more time, and then pull, just ensuring that the knot itself is a little bit larger. There's more secure knots, but this is the knot we're just going to use. If we have to update them, we will. And then we take our string, we feed it through one of the top holes. Boop. So just like that. And then we're going to pull it all the way through. So now we can see, look at that. That pipe, that rope is not going to come out if an organism is trying to climb it. However, if something grabs it this way, like a flying squirrel, it could come right out. So we're going to add a second knot. And the way we're going to do that, again, we'll first thread it through a hole, pull it all the way through, and then we just tie in an extra set of knots, just like we did earlier. So an overhand, boop, with another overhand. One overhand actually seems to work for this. But you can see the basic principle. So we have now 2 knots, one on the inside, one on the outside. And now, no matter which side is being pulled, the escape rope will stay in, and you can see the length from the outside. Here we go. still reaches down to at least that drain hole. So I think on the future lines, we'll make them maybe 2.5 feet because a little extra is not going to harm anything. But then we just make sure the rope goes all the way in. And now we have an escape rope. So then let's show you the final setup. So we have the escape rope inside of here, and then let's string it up to actually hang up on a tree, for example. So boop, 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 boop. We put in our hanging up rope. We thread it through 2 holes. Just like so. Cool. So now we have something that we can hang up to the tree. We have our escape rope that goes all the way down. And just want to note that multiple publications have shown that the inclusion of the escape rope, as well as this little bit of string up here, as you can see when it's tight, the tying string, this like orange and yellow one, isn't really in the way. And this escape rope is also not really going to get in the way of frogs because it is going to be loose. But multiple studies have shown it doesn't really affect anything in terms of frog capturability. It just affects it so that other things don't die in the pipes. Now, one more thing we want to add. Again, we have these drain holes on the side of the pipes. These are 15 centimeters up from the bottom. However, right now, the bottom is open. You can see the little escape rope right there. But all we're going to do, take a PVC pipe, little cap like this, and we just put it on the bottom. No glue, no nothing like that. And boom, this is a complete pipe right there, ready for frog captures. So boom, like this. So if I am the tree, I can tie it to myself, and then now frogs can enter and, well, be healthy, and yeah, we can capture them and sample them. So that's really all that's needed for these simple pipes. Just some drilling some holes and some very basic cabling with knots. Now, we may add some other knots, but we're not sure yet if we want to keep this on the tree in any particular way, but I'll show you how we actually attach them to a tree in just a second. Let's do a transition. And a half peep, and a half peep, and a half peep, and boom. Quicker than you expect, every single one of our pipes is drilled. So all of them have the holes they need. Now we need to add in the paracords to all of them.
And so we went out to purchase more paracord. We actually found it on sale at Harbor Freight. We ended up purchasing around 600 feet. That's about 180 meters of paracord for our projects. So remember, every single pipe is going to need around 2.5 feet. That's about 75 centimeters of line for that escape rope. And then we'll need additional line for tying them around the tree. So we just ended up, well, stocking
500.
up.
I want to just go 6 just because.
That works.
Cool.
You're 600 feet.
600 feet of paracord.
Now here you can see us actually assembling all of the pipes. That is with Abigail, one of the owners of the farm. This is really best done with many hands and many help. It's just a very tedious process. I definitely recommend just having someone pre-cutting the lines into the length they needed. So here we just did, again, 75 centimeters, 2.5 feet. And then also I would pre-tie the knot and burn the edges, so melting down the paracord while Abigail strung them up. And this really made everything go by so much quicker. Later on, when we actually had to string them up on the trees, we also had a few people helping out, putting them on the lines. And yeah, it cut down the assembly time dramatically.
Okay, and then we have all of our tubes, finally, with an escape rope tied in. And when we go out to the field, then we'll thread them through, depending on the thickness of the tree. And we made up these as well, that are already pre-burned up top, pre-sealed. And we're going to be putting these on the ones around the pond. So yeah, let's go and do that. So check out the red-winged blackbird on our PVC pipes. So often our ecological sampling tools, while it is intended for frogs, will have some crossover with other species of wildlife. I'll see if I can get closer for y'all. Let's see how close I can get. Woohoo! Saw that frog? Just hop into the water. Okay, so project update. We're back at the pond where we have all of the, there we go, the PVC pipes. So we haven't sampled these in any capacity, but I have prepped up a ton of escape ropes. Got the drill out here. I'm just gonna be putting the pipes. I don't know why I'm explaining. I can just show you what the hell I'm doing. Hold on one sec while I set up my tripod. I'm trying to make this go as quick as possible. This garbage can is just to collect PVC shavings. So we'll be taking the pipes off. We did look inside right beforehand for any wildlife, but then we're just gonna drill a single hole right through the top. We'll take one of our escape ropes. So these we already sealed off one edge. And then, there we go. Cool. Threading it through, tying the secondary knot on the inside. And then, boom. And then the escape rope is all installed. So then we'll just shove it back in. Now time to do this times 28. Yeet. So yeah, we can see that the pond already has several fish as well, which we need to ID and start sampling. So lots of life in a little pond, even if it is mostly devoid of longer growing life. How about that? We'll say that. This is a lot of early growth, quick stuff, a lot of grasses around the edges. But in just a few years, this will be covered with lots of riparian habitat. Or better riparian habitat. This is already riparian, but you know what I mean. More biodiverse habitat. But what's really cool is, one, they're quite large toads, but when they jump in, they actually like skip across the water. So I'm gonna see if we can spot one before it jumps in, and then let you see what I'm seeing. Who knows what else we may. So one just jumped in there. I know they are large. They're just often a lot easier to spot once they start hopping in and escaping. However, back over there, I did see the exact spot that one of them, so a lot of them are coming back to the exact same spots. That's definitely a trend I'm noticing with all of these frogs. So let's get back up to our bucket and try to finish this out. I'm just getting myself distracted. But I just want to film one of them not hopping away. Oh, one just came out. It's a bullfrog. Look, he's right there. Do you see him right behind that grass? He just swam back up. Let's go. Perfect. Like I said, there was one right over here. So let's see how close we can get before he turns around and hops away. I will do my best to keep the camera on him. Classic bullfrog or green frog. I actually haven't seen him up close, so here we go. Here's a better angle. Right there. Can't really see his eardrum. But to pin him, that's hilarious. That's hilarious. He just ran into that plant. He did a full 180. Oh, another one jumped out over there. Okay, well, you know they exist. Let's finish out this project.
So we didn't finish out the project because I spotted a frog.
That was so quick.
Yeah. Oh, where'd he go? I think he buried under.
At this point, the frog had buried underneath the mud. So in this situation, what you do is you basically grab a handful of mud around the critter.
Ooh, it's a muddy frog.
Yeah.
Chirping.
Pickerel.
Nice.
Fairly certain.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Saw something wiggling. Ooh. You're pretty. Now you look like a pickerel. I'll double check with ranges and everything.
Yeah, it's a cool looking frog, dude.
Yeah.
Like
They have
that one.
really pretty spots on them. Some leg shots for everything. Boom, boom. Head.
Get that
Nice.
amphibious
Look at him
money
doing
shot.
this display though.
Yeah. Is he trying to make himself bigger
I
or something?
think he's trying to. Here.
Trying to be scary?
Yeah. Hop out, buddy.
You're not scary, little
Why'd you
guy.
hop onto the ground? Why are you hopping towards me? Go that way. Go that way.
A few seconds after releasing him, we noticed splashing, and there were a few fish that were actually trying to eat him. We actually witnessed him in the mouth of 3 different fish at 3 different times. So I decided to recapture him and then relocate him to an area with just a little bit more plant cover. Natural selection, fish do eat frogs, and typically I leave things alone, but we also did just grab little buddy out of the water, so I figured it was the best thing we could do for him.
Buddy. Let's put you back. We'll put you over here. Got him in the hand. I caught him again. The fish were trying to eat him. So we're gonna put him where there's a little more cover. Not that natural selection shouldn't be natural selection, but this guy's had enough. You good? You good? Here, buddy. No. Here, you good? Go this way. Yeah. Go that way. There you go.
So that's all I have for you today in this update video. In the next one, we'll be placing the pipes up in the trees to actually sample for tree frogs. So make sure you're subscribed and, stay tuned for that. In the rest of this video, I'm just going to play some of the B-roll footage that I collected while out on the property. A lot of this footage is going to be used in a main channel video that's hopefully coming out this week, but stay tuned for that. If you want to keep this on till the end, watching all the way to the end really does help me out a bit, and it should be just nice, relaxing content. You'll be seeing a bullfrog on screen, plenty of nice sunsets, and the sound of chirping birds, and particularly some red-winged blackbirds. So if you've watched this far, I thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you for learning adventurously. See ya.